These are the faces that the Nashville Soccer Club trusts to carry this city to the USL playoffs. They hail from 10 different countries and 12 different states, and tonight in front of a capacity crowd, they have just one thing on their mind: take all 3 points from New York. It is game night for the Nashville Soccer Club, and this is what this city wanted when it signed up for professional soccer. A captivating, pressurized late-season match in a soon-to-be packed stadium tonight in the early autumn winds of late September. It is 9th place New York Red Bulls 2 and the 8th place Blue and Gold of Nashville SC. Welcome to our broadcast presented by Pinnacle Financial Partners. Welcome to our broadcast position at First Tennessee Park, alongside former Vanderbilt women's soccer coach Ronnie Woodard. I am John Freeman. Tonight, New York brings in the second highest scoring attack in the USL Eastern Conference. Turning to a former goalkeeper, Ronnie Woodard. And partner, what does Nashville have to do to slow New York down?
Well, New York has such a great attack. However, Nashville's defense has been amazing throughout the year. They've only conceded 12 goals during the run of play. But in order to take care of business tonight, they're going to have to pay attention to the details. They're going to have to limit the number of rebounds and half chances that they leave for New York, as well as limit the set pieces that are going to be coming against them. This New York team in the attacking third is dynamic, and Nashville's going to have to be very stingy defensively.
It's a gorgeous night here in Middle Tennessee, and one person who I'm sure is glad about it is our Nada Taha down on the pitch.
Definitely glad about it compared to our last game. But I talked to Coach Gary Smith earlier about that high-scoring Red Bulls team and how important it's going to be for Nashville SC to play so strong on both ends to lock in 3 points.
Well, we don't set out to be that way. Yes, we want to be difficult to break down, but I know as well as all coaches that it's about what you do at the other end as much as what you can deny the other team. You know, we'll be as tight as we can be tonight against a team that can score goals, and have shown throughout this season that I think in statistically being second in the league scoring, it's going to be difficult to keep them quiet. But what we're showing ourselves, 7 goals in 4 games, we're on a nice run ourselves, and the front two are looking very bright.
I'm definitely excited about this matchup, but I'm almost just excited about this great weather. Back to you, John.
Thank you very much, Nada. It will be a 90-minute battle for playoff position. Nashville just above the playoff line. New York a point below it. Who will the teams trust in this pressure-packed match at First Tennessee Park? Our Pinnacle Financial Partners starting lineups and the opening kickoff are next. main acts have exited the backstage area. That means it's time for our starting lineups, brought to you by Pinnacle Financial Partners. On the road, the New York Red Bulls 2 reveal a lineup furnished with future talent for the prolific MLS club. The average age of the visitor starting 11, just 22 years old tonight, and they'll look to second-year pro Andrew Tenari to provide a spark.
Keep your eye on Tenari. In 30 games, he's created 97 chances, the most of any player in the USL this season, and he is the only Eastern Conference player in the top 5 of the USL.
Red Bulls 2, led by John Wallenick. New York flows through his blood. New York raised, New York educated, played his pro soccer for the New York organization, and has only ever coached for New York, the only manager the Red Bulls 2 have ever had. Turning our attention to the home side, 5 ingredients different from the 1-1 draw at New York back in early May. Stirred into tonight's recipe, Ropapa Minta, Ishjom, and Liam Doyle. And another player who didn't feature in that match is Tucker Hume.
Tucker Hume, otherwise known as Big Bird to the Nashville fans, has found his form scoring goals in the last 2 games. His dominating size demands respect from opponents.
Nashville led by Gary Smith, who told us when watching film of tonight's opponents, there were times where their attacking play left him, quote, wide-eyed and open-mouthed. Well, in the noisiest city in the world, we may just be in the loudest place in it. A capacity crowd filing in at First Tennessee Park. There's not an arena, an amphitheater, auditorium, or Opry in this city tonight where more Nashvillians will gather to be entertained. It's New York Red Bulls 2 and the Nashville Soccer Club stepping to center stage and under the brightest of spotlights. The curtain pulled back with that whistle from Elvis Uzmanovic, tonight's referee. New York in a traveling white ensemble, and Nashville dressed in the deep blue with the pink socks. Nashville traveling left to right across your screen. We'll tell you momentarily why Nashville is wearing pink socks, but it's our first look at how the teams come out here, Ronnie, and quickly Nashville going to work. The flag is up on Tucker Hume. It's a contrast of 2 styles tonight for Nashville, a more defensive team, and New York Red Bulls, a more offensive team. And well, speaking of styles, the bright pink socks, unmistakable. You'll notice the players wearing those socks for Nashville. It's part of the Real Fans Wear Pink initiative to raise awareness and money for the American Cancer Society. Nashville SC fans can purchase our Real Fans Wear Pink shirts at the team store or online at NashvilleSC.com, or by donating through our website at Real Fans Wear Pink under the Community tab. First look at the young Red Bulls in possession. Second highest scoring team in the USL's Eastern Conference. Averaging a goal every 43 minutes, Ronnie Woodard.
Oh, they're exciting to watch. Here they come already. They're going to get possession of the ball, and they are going to go forward as quickly as they possibly can.
They have played some matches with wild score lines this season. They have lost a game 6-4. They have tied a game 4-4. They are led tonight by captain Andrew Tenari. Played his college soccer at Columbia in New York City. It's his 2nd season with this squad. Leads the USL, 97 chances created. Just 3 of those chances, however, have been put in by his teammates. Just 3 assists out of those 97 chances for Tenari.
Well, Nashville's going to have to keep their eye on Tenari. He's just crafty enough and sneaky enough in that center of the midfield that he's able to combine and link up with players.
Flag is up, offside is whistled. On the other end, Nashville's style much more defensive. They have allowed 30 less goals this season than their opponent. In Nashville games this season, actually the lowest scoring in the USL Eastern Conference when you combine the 2 teams. New York Red Bulls on the other end, they have played in the highest scoring on average games in the USL Eastern Conference.
Well, the way I look at it, this is going to be an incredibly exciting game, or it's going to be a tie. Depends on which team's going to step up and impose themselves on this game early. And we talked to Coach Smith, and that's something that he wants to do. He wants to be on the front foot early in this match.
There's Gary Smith. Spoke so highly of the technical ability of these New York Red Bulls 2 players. It's as though they haven't yet developed a game awareness, that they are always wanting to attack. They don't know how to put a game away. And he feels like even if they do go up 2 goals, that they're still going to attack, and Nashville could claw back in. As early exchanges between Michael Reed and Armando Moreno. Moreno, a 23-year-old forward, 9 goals this season for the visitors.
Nashville just moving their line up a bit, holding a nice high line. As the ball's served, they're going to drop off to try and win this ball first time. And there they go. Read the service, and it's an easy clearance for Ishjome.
Red Bulls reload, trying to work out of a phone booth. Safety first clearance from Tucker Hume, tonight's towering striker. Flag is down, Red Bulls building the attack. Cut out by Davis. Chance here, early goal. That is how you suck the juice right out of a stadium. And it's Armando Moreno right out of the gates to give the Red Bulls 2 the lead.
Well, this certainly happened very quickly. It's a great entry ball that's played wide onto the flank to Stroud, and Stroud does what he does best. He lays a ball across in the seam, but the pesky, he didn't stop his run. They got himself in there, put pressure. There he is, right there. The second part of it, he denied the opportunity for Justin Davis to clear that ball, and then Moreno was sitting there wide open on the back post. Good individual effort by Stroud to not take anything away from that attack. He did a really nice job of sticking with the play.
For Moreno, a player who grew up in the Red Bulls Academy, moved to Club Tijuana in Liga Mexico, played just 4 games in 3 years there, got called back into New York, trying to find his way onto the MLS squad, and that will help his 10th goal of the season. And it comes in a crucial battle between 2 teams trying to make the playoffs. Just 4 regular season games remain in Nashville's inaugural campaign, including this one. And looking at the playoff live table off screen, Ronnie, that goal right now would send New York, if the game were to finish immediately, it would send New York above Nashville and over that playoff dividing line, and would send Nashville back below it.
Sure, it's so delicate when you have 2 teams that are virtually interchangeable, sitting 8 and 9 in the conference right now. This game is probably the USL's most important and pivotal match of the day.
Ishjome showing his defender the glow of his afterburners. Jome turning in on the target. Ishjome! Save made by Lauro, the goalkeeper. Put your seatbelt on tonight. Back and forth these teams go. Reed trying to slip through Jome, who is offside.
Oh, I'd like to see that replay.
Jome was in, didn't have much of an angle.
Nice isolation touch, but Jome, being a lefty, decided that he was going to try and take this himself. But if you look on the back post, he really was going to have to take an additional touch, get to the end line, and then serve that ball back, because he didn't have any runners that were up with the flow of the play as he was. So either way, he was either going to have to make a decision, get to the end line, drive a ball back, or go for it on your left foot.
For Jome, it would have been a breakthrough goal. Hasn't scored in a professional match since 2016 in his pro debut. Gone over 1,900 minutes without a goal. Keep up to date with Nashville SC all season long by visiting NashvilleSC.com. Access the latest team news, content, merchandise, ticket offers, promotions, and more. Check out NashvilleSC.com today. Goodness, fangs out. Glance full of venom for New York in the 8th minute. Let's take another look at the Red Bulls 2 goal. Was there an appeal for offside?
Well, Matt Pickens did put his arm up immediately. Yeah, well, we can't really see when the ball was played, though. We'd have to really see a different angle to be able to determine if Stroud was indeed offside on the entry pass ball. It's close. There's no doubt about it. It is close, and I could see why there was an appeal for it.
Nashville whistled for the foul. Historically, Ronnie, Nashville in this maiden voyage of a season has never won a game when being scored on first. This is the 13th time that it has happened this season. They have only clawed back to tie 2 of those games, and they have not won any of them. It's a quick goal for New York, so plenty of time for Nashville to build an attack and counter this onslaught from New York. But how do they do it as New York presses on? The visitors looking for their second. Pinballs around, banged away by Doyle. A volley attempt coming from way out. Off the foot of Chris Lima. It's back to the question. It was a punch to the gut to start, Ronnie. How does Nashville respond?
Nashville, the good news, Nashville's at home, and they feed off of the energy and the crowd that's here. The goal was conceded early. There's plenty of time left in the match. They are on their home pitch. They know how the field plays, and they're comfortable in this environment. And so I'm fully confident that Nashville's going to find a way to equalize today. It's playoff time. You know, everyone shows up to play when it's playoff time.
Visitors prodding away. First time service from Jared Stroud. Maybe much to be desired. It goes out for a Nashville goal kick. Well, Matt Pickens is chasing what could potentially be a USL record in clean sheets. Maxime Crépeau has that USL record, setting it this year for the Ottawa Fury with 14. Matt Pickens hot on his tails with 13. Won't get one tonight. The early goal from Armando Moreno is the difference right now at First Tennessee Park. Oh, it's a careless turnover. Ropapa-Mensah is in. Ropapa-Mensah! This is arcade soccer. A wild affair early. You cannot take your eyes off of it. And the young Ghanaian nearly equalizes.
So Tucker Hume does a nice job of playing that ball into Ropapa. His head's down. I'm not sure that he even picked it up to see exactly where he was when he was striking that ball. Maybe a little bit more composure from the young attacking player for Nashville. But I do think that what that just showed is his ability and his strength and the sheer power that Ropapa-Mensah plays with every single game.
Washington is in a scrap with Jose Aguinaga, player who was once on the books at Real Madrid, the Spaniard. He's requested the involvement of Matt Pickens, who gratefully claims. Kosuke Kimura, the ageless wonder for Nashville, was harmed by Stroud. It'll be a free kick.
So far, Stroud-Kimura matchup has been fun to watch. Similar type athletic players. They're both quick, they're both mobile, and they're both very smart. I've been watching Stroud's runs off the ball already, and he is trying desperately to get into that seam in between Davis and Kimura to get that ball and put it in a dangerous spot.
Mensah shrugging off his defender. It's a bombarding run. To link up with Taylor Washington. Calculating his angles. Pulls back for the captain, Michael Reed. Rushed along to Liam Doyle. High pressure from New York. It's bothered Matt Pickens. Forces him to launch it out of bounds on his non-dominant foot.
Well, what we've seen so far is Red Bulls are pressing. And they're pressing every time that ball goes negative for Nashville. Red Bulls step their line high. I can see why they score so many goals, and they concede a good number of goals too, because they play incredibly aggressive in that attacking third.
New York moving through again. Appeal for a penalty. And it is given. Palms to the sky from Taylor Washington. In the Red Bulls, a chance on the road to stash in a second. It was Tenari moving through. It was Washington who got stuck in. And a gift-wrapped opportunity for the visitors.
We were just talking about how dynamic these Red Bull players are, and they're running in seams in between the back four, and it's incredibly dangerous. And Nashville's going to have to be able to organize themselves a little bit better if they're going to be able to stay in this game today.
Standing at the spot, Tom Barlow, a 23-year-old from St. Louis, on a 4-game goal drought. 12 yards away, Matt Pickens, one of the top goalkeepers in the USL. Barlow, save made! Flying veto from Matt Pickens! Red Bulls quickly back underway. And a handball called on Ishjome. Soccer at breakneck pace.
So far in this match, what we've seen is a lack of attention to detail from Nashville. They are going to have to tighten up and sharpen up a bit defensively. They've given up dangerous looks, they've given up a penalty, and now they're giving up a handball in a very dangerous area again.
Before the free kick, take a look at the save from Pickens. Sold it to his left and went down to the right, Ronnie.
Well, you know, what's remarkable is his body was actually moving to the left, and then he was able to change positions and move to his right and make that save. That's a tremendous effort by that veteran goalkeeper, and it kept his team in the game. That is a monumental monster save. This is dangerous, though.
Nashville trying to repel a fire-filled attack from the Red Bulls, too. Two-man wall for Nashville. They have to stay honest on that near post. It's Ethan Cutler standing over the free kick. Brought in the towering Hassan Indam, a 6'4" center back. He's dancing around the 6-yard box.
Nashville needs to hold their line high. Right where they are, even with the wall.
Captivating contest, absolutely absorbing.
Good.
Chess pieces in the right spots. It's hooked in by Cutler. Punched away by Pickens. Had to stay honest on that post. And a truthful punch.
It's a really great decision and a good quality punch by Pickens. So what he's done there is he served a ball, saved it, served it, and he played out very quickly.
Nashville looking to ignite the counterattack, and Matt LaGrassa goes spilling to the turf. Don't miss out on any Nashville SC content, prizes, promotions, and behind-the-scenes action. Follow our handle Nashville SC on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat today. Sure fist from Matt Pickens.
Nice, safe punch from Pickens. It cleared the entire line of defense, well out of danger's way, was able to regroup, made the save, then he distributed quickly, thus putting Nashville on this attack, a counterattack, and then the only way Red Bulls could stop it was to kill the play in the center of the midfield by committing a foul.
Quick reminder to fans at home, tonight's match presented by Pinnacle Financial Partners. Play hard and bank easy. Supporters trying to will their team back into this. The response for the boys in blue and pink has been spirited. It's Michael Reed standing over the free kick. It's a delicious service. Headed down and cleared away. Now the Red Bulls looking to spring the other way. They've extracted it out of a Nashville midfielder and sending it through. Chance here as Pickens off his line. Shipped all the way to the other end of the pitch to Evan Lauro. Pickens is going to be a busy man tonight, the 36-year-old.
He is not disappointed thus far in this match.
Our injury report brought to you by Vanderbilt Health. Features two of Nashville's key cogs this campaign. Bradley Bourgeois still experiencing the ramifications from a collision against Tampa Bay 11 days ago. And Lebo Maloto on the mend from a knee injury suffered in the early undertakings against Charleston. Both of those players were listed as questionable. They are not in the 18 tonight. Man in green tonight who has been quite busy regulating the exchanges, Elvis Usmanovic. It's his 16th USL match of 2018. It's the third time he's officiated a Nashville SC match at First Tennessee Park. The previous two encounters both resulted in 2-0 Nashville SC wins. He's already seen an opponent goal and awarded a penalty kick to the visitors tonight. Mensah trying to prepare a service, dance around his defender. Workmanlike effort from Mensah. Out for a goal kick for New York. Gary Smith alluded to the fact that, well, his team may go down in this game. There's no reason to panic. It's a New York Red Bulls 2 team, and even when they do have a lead, it's not like they're going to hunker back, park the bus, and defend, Ronnie.
It does not appear so.
It is in their DNA to constantly be moving forward, potentially be leaving themselves exposed for counterattacks from Nashville. But the goal from Moreno changed the complexion of this one quite quickly. Grassa bundled over. Hume trying to earn the corner kick here. Instead, it'll go out for a goal kick. It is a perfect night at First Tennessee Park, especially considering where we were a week ago in a downpour versus Charleston. Fans still filing in. Sold almost every single seat in this building. They will continue to file in. They've missed quite a start if they've arrived late.
And not the typical Nashville Soccer Club start.
Usually Nashville tends to warm into the game. Both teams with clear-cut opportunities. And New York took it with a Mondo Moreno early goal. Joe nearly canceled out the opener just minutes later. Big save from Evan Lauro. Hume headed down and hunted down by Alan Wynn. As Mensah arriving in support. Tried to slalom his way through 3 defenders. Hauled down by LaGrassa. Switch was on, couldn't get it past Moreno. Roadblock by Reed. Washington entering the radar. It's Taylor Washington. It's a good service. Can Hume bring it down? Can he control it? Mensah. Delicious cross. Lauro didn't want any piece of it.
So here's Tucker. He does a nice job of holding it. He actually gets it caught under himself a little bit. And at 6'6", look how mobile he was. He knocks this ball. I think Ropapa could have delivered a little bit better ball because you could see Ish Jones was sitting on the backside of the 6 on that back post. It was just about a foot away from where Ish Jones was making his run. A little bit too deep onto that end line.
Secure your place in line for MLS tickets. Don't miss any of the Nashville SC action in 2019 by becoming a season ticket member today. Go to NashvilleSC.com to submit your deposit for 2019 Nashville SC season tickets. Set piece in a peculiar position for Nashville as Alan Wynn chopped down. Now some off-duty defenders able to walk up into the 18. Liam Doyle storming in for the home side.
Well, considering we played 22 minutes, I think that referee Elvis has blown his whistle more than some referees have in an entire half. It has been a little bit chippy. It has been very fast. It has been quick pace, but he has been sharp on the whistle, and he's been consistent so far this match. But I think he's going to be very busy.
Look at the size for Nashville. Tucker Hume, 6'5". Liam Doyle, 6'4". Also throw in Ropapa Mensah, 6'4" as well. Some towering targets for Michael Reed to select on this free kick. It's hooked in by the captain. Touched out by Nadam. Still work to be done for New York. Nadam again, clearing up the garbage. Safety first clearance to the sideline.
Well, and if you're Nashville, you like your size superiority against New York today. There is a sizable difference in the size of Nashville and the size of the Red Bulls. And set pieces could be premium for Nashville today if they can execute them onto their targets.
A meaty challenge at the corner of the 18. Alan Wynn took the worst of it. And a red card! Shocking. Jose Aguinaga has been thrown out of this game. A full-blooded challenge. The red card comes out from Elvis Usmanovic in a complete 360 at First Tennessee Park. Aguinaga sent off in the 25th minute, and New York reduced to 10.
I am flabbergasted and a bit speechless right now at this turn of events.
So it's a heavy touch from Aguinaga. He goes over the ball, studs up into Alan Wynn. The argument on the New York bench is there enough velocity in this challenge? That's a dangerous challenge on replay though, Ronnie.
It's a red card. I mean, he's high above, he's even above his ankle. I mean, that is a potential significant injury to Wynn. It's not, yeah, there's nothing to say except for I think that's a red card. I think that it's a red cardable offense. I think Elvis has been very strong with the whistle so far, and I think there's no doubt if you put this type of tackle in above the ankle that high on an attacking player, you're going to run the risk of being ejected. I feel for the Red Bulls, I do. However, that by the book is a red card offense.
Not only is it a red card, it's a foul. In a very good position for Nashville. They take the free kick quickly! There's the answer! Level again in Music City! Off the free kick, Liam Doyle delivers, and Nashville right back in this. Oh, it's Michael Reed. Right past the outstretched arms of Lauro.
Really well executed. Three-man combo on that. And then Michael Reed, they touched the ball just enough. The layoff from Doyle to Reed moved the wall apart. They opened up like the Red Sea. And, you know, you keep the ball down on a set piece and good things are going to happen. Great goal by Michael Reed.
It's the Dex Imaging goal. It comes from Michael Reed. And just like that, Nashville SC ties this game at 1, and they go up a man. We were hardly prepared for the free kick routine. Neither was Lauro, the goalkeeper. Where will this game go? Absolutely captivating. In New York, it is in their DNA to attack. They know nothing else. Crucial slide tackle from Justin Davis.
Wow, what a beginning to a half. That first 25 minutes of this game has left many people breathless. It is awesome. If you're at home, you probably want to get in your car and drive down here right now so you could see this action live. So I think we have to address this very quickly, John. This is a very tightly called game so far. Players are going to have to manage their emotions throughout this match. They're going to have to be cautious on late tackles. They're going to have to be cautious throughout everything because there is no hesitation without whistle being blown thus far in this match.
29th minute, 1 goal apiece. New York playing with 10 men after the red card to Jose Aguinaga. Nashville smells blood in the water. It's Alan Wynn on his horse. Punching slide tackle from Ethan Cutler. Is this the night where Nashville reverses its woes when being scored on first. Remember, they have never won a game this season when they have conceded first, either at home or on the road. Probably their best position this entire campaign to be able to turn around that horrid streak. Quick equalizer and a red card on the opposition. Stroud. Trying to pick out Moreno. Watched by Doyle. Oh, how neatly done this is. Sent back across the frame of the goal. Falls as far as Ropapa Mensah, and Nashville surging forward. It's a poor pass from Mensah. New York right back to work. Stroud for Moreno. Tried the first time volley, sure feet from Davis. Chipping to his former Minnesota United teammate in Ish Joe. New York prodding, probing, looking for a seam in the defense. Kosuke Kimura, scholarly header out for a corner kick. A quick reminder to fans at home, tonight's match presented to you by Pinnacle Financial. Play hard and bank easy.
Well, if you're up a man, the last thing you want to do is concede corner kicks or set pieces in your defensive third.
The Coca-Cola corner kick for Chris Lima. It's hooked towards the back post. Forwarded to the near post. Pinballing around. Popcorning to Ropapa Mensah. A strong touch from Taylor Washington. Needs the possession back to the visitors.
Decent clearance right there. Ropapa has a solid touch. A little bit of a nudge there.
It was a heavy touch after that from Washington, but they had called a foul earlier.
Right,
when Ropapa Mensah went down, so that's why Nashville has the ball. They're stretching the elastic of the New York defense. It's Joe, who's inherited a promising attack. One-on-one against Indom. Loves to go to his left. And Indom able to stunt the attack for Nashville. We'll see many times each game Joe switch sides. Says he likes to play actually on the right side to get onto his dominant shooting foot, which would be his left. Though right now, he's more of a supplier on that left wing.
Yeah, he's got a great ability to run at a back and get to that end line and then play a ball back across. So he poses a dangerous threat whether he's on the left flank or the right flank. On the left flank, he's going to get to the end line and serve a ball. On the right flank, he could possibly chop back to that left foot and strike from distance.
This is what Gary Smith talked about with the Red Bulls 2 squad. They just don't know how to settle in a game. They always have attack on their mind. His quote was, if they're 4 up or 4 down, they're going to go forward. It is in their genetics. It is in their mandate. And here they are on the road, down a man, and they continue to press for a go-ahead goal.
Look how high they are in their defense. Yeah, I've thoroughly enjoyed watching the Red Bulls just in the brief 30-minute half so far in the type of attacking that they've been doing. Just great dynamic movement off of the ball. They're looking to play into seams in behind.
Allen Wynn, he has found Tucker Hume. It's Tucker Hume! Sliding save from Loro. The two former college roommates linking up. The North Carolina Tar Heel connection.
Look how high out of his box Lauro was. Lauro's been outside of his 18, about 10 plus yards, helping the Red Bull attack. And they're at a tie at a 1-1 and a man down, and they're still attacking, and their goalkeeper is still high. The opportunity for Nashville to counter, and to counter often and very quickly to catch Red Bull, is going to be the answer to this game today.
Flip service. It's worked out well for Nashville. Mensah weaving his way through traffic. He's ambitious, to say the least. Tuesday, the United Soccer League unveiled a new brand identity and streamlined structure that will see the USL Championship, USL League One, and USL League Two become a prominent part of the North American soccer landscape. For more information about the USL's evolution, visit uslsoccer.com. Trying to turn the corner is Barlow, crashing into Kimura, crashing to the floor after it. And Kimura went crashing into a Red Bulls player. And it's Alan Giannis who's drawn the free kick.
That was what a neat touch by Giannis. Look at it, he lifts it right over. Look, chips it right over. And Kimura just not quite quick enough to be able to change directions, but a beautiful touch by Giannis.
Say the most offensively ambitious team in the USL. The young, high-flying New York Red Bulls, too. Another set piece in a good spot. Two candidates to take it. Chris Lima, joined by Andrew Tenari, the captain.
Getting a bit handsy in the box. We're being addressed. It looks like it's Hume and Nadam, the 6'4" versus 6'5" pair, having a little conversation.
Some big boys.
Those are the two biggest men on the field. I would venture to say in the stadium.
Hume the forward, defending, and Dom the center back. Quickly taken by Lima. Indom's there! Narrowly over the crossbar. Nearly the second for New York.
So we addressed this in the pregame, and we talked about the importance of not giving up too many set pieces. Well, Nashville is playing with fire recently. Red Bulls has proven their ability to be dangerous on set pieces that are within this distance. And with 10 men, you can play for a set piece at this point. They're going to attack. They're going to generate either a foul in that attacking third or possibly a corner kick. Nashville's going to have to tighten up a little bit more defensively.
Hard to believe, Ronnie, just the 37th minute. We have seen more chances in this game than we have seen in some matches this season. Moreno, flattered into by Doyle. Jomas found plenty of the ball. Barlow. Look at the technical ability of these young players. Able to work through such tight spaces. Win. Mensah onside. He started his run from his own half. Help arriving in Michael Reed. Mensah trying to take Indom one-on-one, trying to find Reed, and swept away at the crucial moment by Cutler.
Well, Alan Wynn started that. So instead of playing Tucker Hume, who was in offside position, he played the seam into Ropapa Mensah, who was onside, and Ropapa tried to go 1v1 with Nadam, and then he knocked in a dangerous ball. Curtis had to clear it over the end line, but Michael Reed was lurking on that back post and behind. That was a better choice by Ropapa. Not the best ball yet, but a better choice.
Coca-Cola corner kick for Nashville SC in the 39th minute. Clipped in by Reed. Jump ball, Hume. Chances flying in a matter of minutes. It is a striker's night tonight. There will be chances at any moment in this game.
Michael Reed put that ball right inside of the 6, right on Lauro, and for this target being Hume. They're testing to see how far his range is right now. And so it's been solid so far. It's a dangerous opportunity. Hume's going to be able to get down and maybe head that ball a little bit better in the future.
Soccer fans, pick up the latest NSC gear today online at shop.nashvillesc.com or come by our team store located at 650 Rundle Avenue. Captain's challenge from Reed. Asking too much of Alan Wynn, who has wheels. He kept his boot down. Used it to tackle Jared Stroud. He was appealing for a yellow card since Stroud was on his way. He's got a good argument, as Reed had slowed up the counterattack.
I would venture to say that probably Michael Reed is just notched his last. Oh, here it comes. He's having a little chat. It's probably his final warning before getting a booking.
We'll wait for the universal no more signal. Often see it with the officials. No more.
No more.
There are the Nashville substitutes tonight. The man there on the very far right was Brandon Allen with his arms folded. Well, several of them have their arms folded. And there on the left is Bolo Akinyoti. Those two players, what they have in common is that they both came up through the New York Red Bulls Academy. And both played in the USL for this New York Red Bulls 2 team. In fact, Brandon Allen was the leading scorer on a USL Cup winning New York Red Bulls 2 team in 2016. Poor entry pass from Tenari. The reinsertion failing as well.
Good clearance, though. Poor entry pass, but a solid clearance. Kept it out of danger.
By Hume. Quickly switch by Reed. Really able to get around his defender of Cutler. Down on the pitch is our Nanataha. Nana, what do you have?
Yeah, Coach Gary Smith is not too pleased with the pace of the game tonight, saying he wants the ball to slow down a little bit and that there's too many touches happening, whereas where there's pressure, they should slow the ball down.
Nashville moving it quickly. It's Mensah. He's found room on this right channel. Kosuke Kimura, a lung-busting run. Ship back post. Denied by Indom. Slash back in by Doyle. Forwarded by Mensah. Volleyball game breaks out right near midfield. And concludes with a Ropapa Mensah foul.
Quick restart by Red Bull in their defensive third.
Oh, and a careless turnover. It's Matt LaGrassa who got in the passing lane. Mensah, first time service is a good one, punched away by Lauro. Reed, Joe, Washington latches on. Taylor Washington low and driven. A slash of the foot from Indom sends it back over the halfway line.
How did that ball just stay in bounds? Ropapa's getting a better rhythm on the types of service. Good save, solid save from the goalkeeper. Nice safe punch, out of danger. Beat that first line of defense of Nashville. Gave him enough time to stand up and regroup.
Stay up to date with all the best from social media around the USL by watching Off the Post with Kelsey Steele every Friday evening on the USL's social media channels. Kimura has been a constant presence in this attacking third. The seas part for him, distributes for Mensah. Right in to the basket of Laura. Taking a look at the replay, could Kimura have unloaded?
I would love to see Kimura strike a ball from about 18 yards, which is where he was. But as a true defender, he's looking to combine and play. And the ball to Ropapa was a solid ball. Ropapa just has to be a little bit better in his final execution of that.
It's a pounding Kevin Hollitz. Attack again impeded by Michael Reed, the captain.
Better ball movement from Nashville.
It's a sophisticated build-up for Nashville. Kosuke Kimura leading the charge. LaGrassa. When he made a curling run.
Bit too much, a little bit heavy weighted pass in there. I think he and LaGrassa and Wynn were on the same page, but I think the quality of the pass was just a little bit too hard for Wynn to be able to break off of that center back and spin in.
Been told there are 2 minutes of stoppage time being added here to the first half, so 2 goals and a red card, the reason why. Barlow, low angle. There's Liam Doyle to embargo access to the near post, but it is a corner kick for New York Red Bulls too.
Stroud again getting that ball in, playing a quality ball that's dangerous inside of that 6-yard box to a really quick Barlow.
Coca-Cola corner kick for the visitors. It's Andrew Tenari, the captain, over to take it. All types of commotion right around the penalty spot. Whip back post, Pickens pads it down. Punched away by Doyle. Less than a minute of stoppage time to go in the first half. Look at this, New York attacking with 7 men. It's a heavy touch. Can Alan Wynn make something of it? It's manufactured an opening for Mensah. The dummy from Wynn, spinning around his defender Politz. Didn't fool Alan Giannis. Maybe one last thrust forward here for Nashville in the waning moments of the half. They can't see the individual seconds left here in stoppage time. Elvis Uzmanovic, oxygen to the whistle. And that is the end of an enthralling, captivating, dynamic first half. 45 minutes down at First Tennessee Park. Nashville SC answers an early goal for the New York Red Bulls too. It is a free kick goal from Michael Reed, the captain, his first goal for Nashville in their inaugural season. And this battle for the playoffs, it is just heating up in front of a capacity crowd. What a first half it was. Plenty to break down in it. Arnada Taha will have a halftime segment for you. We'll also do stats and highlights. It is our halftime presented by Nissan coming up. Take a deep breath, and we will return from First Tennessee Park in just a moment on MyTV 30 and ESPN+.
In honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, our very own Bradley Bourgeois talks about his mom, Penny, being a 2-time cancer survivor, and something he did that commemorates that especially difficult time in his family's life.
Breast cancer has been a huge part of my life. My mother has had breast cancer twice, and it first started in sophomore year of college. We came home one December and she broke the news to us. She actually has been to every single one of my games in college and didn't miss one. And she went to all of her treatments, even though she was still going through something that we all couldn't really understand. And she stayed strong both times and went into remission April 13th on my birthday, which was a huge blessing. And she's been, what you can say, scot-free ever since. I wanted something to symbolize that and be a part of my life, because it's a part of my life forever, and I love my mother. So, being the child and son that I am, I decided to get a breast cancer symbol on my arm. It was the first tattoo I've ever had, and I got Phil 413. And you know, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, and that was something that my mother always told me and always preached to me. And it just so happened that 413 was the day that she went into remission, and is also my birthday. So I thought it was a quite special first tattoo. This is Bradley Bourgeois, and please join me the whole month of October to raise awareness for breast cancer, because real fans wear pink.
Such an amazing story from Bradley. You can be a part of our Real Fans Wear Pink campaign by purchasing a shirt at NashvilleSC.com, and a portion of the proceeds will go to the American Cancer Society. We will have all the highlights.
Visit our ticket service team on the concourse near home plate.
The highlights from the first half after the break.
Well, everybody trying to catch their breath at First Tennessee Park. It was a back and forth first 45 minutes. The reviews are in, Ronnie Woodard. That was easily the most entertaining first half of the season we've seen.
Well, as you said, catch your breath. So the fans are dancing right now still because the energy level in here is so high because the quality of the match has been so exciting.
Take a look at the first half stats, and they reveal exactly what we were just talking about. Look at these shots. Look at these crosses. I mean, so many opportunities on both sides. And then the big stat that stands out, obviously, the red card on Jose Aguinaga. New York reduced to 10 men. It's going to be a big roll there in the second half.
An unfortunate situation for Red Bull. However, if you're going to come in high on a tackle right in front of the referee, you might have to pay the consequences of it. And unfortunately, Red Bulls are. They're caught here, 10 men down in a must-win situation where they're fighting to get above the line in a playoff situation. It's a good place for Nashville.
Another thing that's helped to make this an entertaining match. No pouring rain like last week in Standing Water. A picture-perfect night at First Tennessee Park. The weather just gorgeous here for an early autumn match. And let's see if it will continue. Let's take a look at our weather forecast from our friends at Fox 17.
All right, soccer fans, I'm meteorologist Justin Chambers from Fox 17. Heading home tonight, temperatures going to be in the mid-60s, cooling off nicely. Another cool morning for you on Sunday. Light wind out there. Make sure you drive safe. And we're talking about temperatures that are going to be warmer on Sunday. Football of a different kind. We're talking about the Titans game is going to be a lot warmer on Sunday afternoon. Then we'll bring back some showers in your forecast as we head into Monday early next week. Hope you enjoyed the game, and make sure to go Nashville Soccer Club.
Still much left to talk about in our halftime presented by Nissan. Our first half highlights coming up when we return. .45 minutes down, 45 minutes to go at First Tennessee Park. Still halftime presented by Nissan as we welcome you up to our broadcast position. I'm John Freeman, joined by former Vanderbilt coach Ronnie Woodard. It's time to take a look at our first half highlights. And well, if you're at home, get the popcorn out. There are plenty of them. The New York Red Bulls 2 squad got things started quite early. An early goal for the Red Bulls on the road, and a vital one. Put them up 1-0. It came from the goal scorer, Armando Moreno.
I mean, what a great little, he stuck with it in here. And then there goes Stroud serving the ball in from his individual effort. He started the play and then continued on with the run. And then there's the red card. You know, unfortunately, you come in that high on a play and it's going to be called. And it is a red card offense. And Ismanovic was right there. I mean, it was right in front of him. You can't help but make that call.
Before that red card, a penalty kick awarded to New York Red Bulls 2. Matt Pickens comes up big. That could have been 2-0 right there, Ronnie.
Well, that's the difference in the game. So you're looking at the rhythm of the first half of this game. 4 minutes, Nashville concedes a goal. In the 14th minute, Matt Pickens makes a PK save. In the 25th minute is the red card offense, and as a result of the red card offense comes the set piece goal, and you're tied up 1-1. Nashville's in a great situation going into the locker room and coming out of the locker room right now onto the pitch.
Yeah, you're right. That free kick that Nashville scored from Michael Reed, it was his first goal for Nashville SC. That was the resulting free kick after the red card foul. So a disastrous sequence for the New York Red Bulls 2 squad. As we take a look at the Nashville players coming back out, there is the captain and the goal scorer, Michael Reed. Take a look at the standings in the USL Eastern Conference, and it will show you just how crucial these next 45 minutes of action are for Nashville and New York season. Look at the playoff dividing line. Right now, Nashville is below it by way of a tiebreaker. They have less overall wins than North Carolina FC, but they get a victory tonight. Not only will they jump North Carolina FC, but also the Ottawa Fury, who have a couple games in hand.
I mean, 3 points is pivotal tonight.
Yeah. And they jump Bethlehem, who plays tomorrow.
Yeah.
I mean, look how much they can jump, not only above playoff position, but to 6th place in the USL Eastern.
Well, and 1 point behind Indy. So Nashville's in a great position. They're 11 versus 10, 45 minutes on the clock, attacking towards the supporter group, which everyone knows that's a Nashville fan. That's where you want to be. And it's a good place for Nashville. They can dictate the flow of this game. They have to be very cautious in their defensive third to not relinquish set pieces. They are very dangerous in this game at this point.
Wouldn't you have loved to be a fly on the wall in Gary Smith's dressing room?
A true disclaimer, I'd love to be a fly on the wall every halftime in Gary Smith's locker room. He's so spirited and such a large personality in general. The opportunity to listen to him inspire his team at halftime.
Well, look who's been brought in. The former New York Red Bulls 2 player himself. It's Bolu Akinyoti. The substitution presented by White Claw. Akinyoti, real recycling truck, likes to pick up garbage, make it into something usable in the middle of the pitch.
I think we're seeing a formation change from Nashville. He's brought the third midfielder in.
Play back underway here as the Red Bulls building the attack. Down goes Moreno. No call from the official Elvis Uzmanovic.
Yep, we've seen Nashville now gone into a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1, whichever way that you want to line up with your holding players in there. But he's got Tucker Hume as a target. He's got Mensah up top on one side and Wynn running up top on the other side. And he's brought in Bolu Akinyoti in the center of the pitch with LaGrassa and Reed.
So Bolu Akinyoti will replace Ish Jome, whose night is finished. Jome had an early chance in the first half. Good save by Evan Laro. It's unfortunate not to get his first goal for Nashville. There he is, watching the rest of this contest. It's a little bit more backbone in the midfield now, Ronnie.
Yeah, it's just a little, you know, when you're 11 versus 10, you can pick and choose where you want to put your numbers. And I agree with Coach Smith. I actually said it at the very beginning of halftime when we were just talking off camera that I thought it would be a good point for Nashville to go into a 4-3-3 because they can exploit very quickly in this system, and they're a number up in a dangerous place.
It's touched along by Doyle and out for a corner kick for the Red Bulls, who continue to show no signs of slowing down in this. Trailing by a man, they surge forward again.
Well, you can't see it in the camera angle right now, but all of their players are within 10 yards of the D in the attacking side of the field.
Coca-Cola corner kick for Andrew Tenari. Volley coming in. Venomous strike. A dreamy one at that. And it came from Ethan Cutler, player who's played 4 games for the Red Bulls in MLS this season. Has 2 goals in USL action. That's scripted right off the training ground. They wanted this volley, and it's Cutler. Got his laces on it and sends it into the bandbox behind the goal.
That took some guts. I hope Kimberly, your wife, ducked back there.
She may have seen it coming. And Dom goes down. Keep up to date with news, live game updates, and highlights from around the league 24/7 by following at USL Soccer on all social media platforms. And have all eyes on the field at First Tennessee Park.
That's right. You never know.
Never know when a volley from Ethan Cutler is
from
potentially going to ruin your orange slushie.
From about 22 yards out, too. Full volley off a corner. Got to pay attention. The bandbox is busy.
Relentless Red Bulls. Stroud. It's a flopped service. Well, Stroud's a player, came in tied for 4th in the USL in assists with 10. It's his first professional season. Also has 5 goals to his name, a very dangerous player for his head coach, John Wallenick. Wallenick, the 41-year-old, played most of his professional career, was one of the best 11 ever to suit up for the New York Red Bulls. And his time with the Red Bulls ended actually when they signed Thierry Henry, and he was sent to the waivers.
That, if you're going to be replaced, being replaced by Henry is probably something you can hang your hat on. I don't think there's an argument there.
It's a hopeful service towards LaGrassa. Foot race with Endom. Took a tug at the Cameroonian defender.
LaGrassa needs to be a little bit cautious. Again, we talked about managing the emotions. Your man up. He said he told him twice now. And there it was. Did you see it? There was the no more. No more, Matt LaGrassa. You've done it twice. Keep calm. No more. For those of you that didn't know referee sign language, I just interpreted it for you.
LaGrassa now on thin ice in the 51st minute. Wants to avoid a yellow card. That would put him, if he were to receive a yellow card tonight, it would put him 1 away from a suspension. Deep into this hunt for the playoffs.
And LaGrassa is not a player that Nashville can afford to lose at this point. He's so mobile in the midfield, and he's served as a really solid number 10 for Nashville. And he's versatile. He can play 8 or 10. So he can play a holding player, he can play a central midfielder, he can play an attacking midfielder.
Alan Wynn is pushed deep into his own territory. It gives us some time for Nada Taha to tell us about the metrics that Nashville tracks on the players from the first half, Nada.
Yeah, speaking of our Matt LaGrassa, according to strength and conditioning coach Stacey Daniels, he's got the most sprints out of the first half, but Rapapa has had the most sprint distance, but it's Alan Wynn who's had the most total distance ran and the fastest speed at 20.7 miles per hour.
A lot of engines out there for Nashville running.
We always hear Alan Wynn's name at the top of that list. He's just so quick and so mobile.
Sprayed wide for Mensah. One man arriving in Kimura. Doyle. Decisive pass. LaGrassa. Sliced out by Cutler. Down at Saden bounce. Taken down by Barlow. Lima. Zanari. Cutler forward. Bothering veteran goalkeeper Matt Pickens. Select is the official soccer ball of the USL. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit www.selectsportsamerica.com. Receive free shipping on orders over $50.
You ever struck a Select ball?
I have not.
They're very good. It's a good quality ball. Highly recommend it.
I had 2 own goals in my adult league game last week, and would like to blame it on the ball.
Oh, of course, it was probably not a select ball.
And here's a confrontation in the midfield, and Boluak and Yodi, just a little over 7 minutes after being inserted into this game, goes into the wallet of Elvis Usmanovic. And Akinyodi now sitting on a yellow card. It's his 3rd of the season, still not in real danger of any sort of suspension. Whistle because he came in from behind on Chris Lima.
Looked like his front foot was okay, but then he swept through with that right foot, concluding and kind of locking him up. It's a little early in the second half for that type of offense, being that Akinyodi just came off the bench. Well read by Doyle, stepping in front.
It's Alan Giannis able to draw the foul. Giannis, born in Los Angeles to Guatemalan parents, able to represent the Guatemalan national team, does have 1 cap for that country. He signed on July 11th after 3 professional seasons in his parents' home country. Win marauding through, nearly sprung Minta.
A little bit of pressing from Nashville, and they win the ball, an attacking stance in the top of the field. They're gonna have to convert better than that.
Continue to run forward here. Liam Doyle, very necessary roadblock of the cross.
And a necessary, as you said, necessary tackle, because if you watched in behind him, he had a Red Bull player lurking in behind. If he had missed that tackle, it was going to be a very dangerous look on frame.
Magrasa bring Rapapa Minton into the attack. Kimura to his right, instead went route 1.
Again, that final ball and that execution is lacking a little bit at the beginning of this second half for Nashville. And keep in mind, they're a man up.
It's Tenari. New York honing its sights. They continue to bombard this goal on the attacking end to our right. It's a team that averages a shot every 4.5 minutes this season. That is top in the USL. The Red Bulls, in fact, 99 more shots than any other team in the USL. Not just the Eastern Conference, the Wild West included. 99 more shots coming into this game.
Watching them today, there's absolutely no doubt about it. They're so aggressive going forward. And they're really well coached. You know, we addressed it a little bit at halftime here in the booth about how well coached they are and what a great job they do. Their movements together off of the ball, their dynamic play, and then they find seams in the back line of the Nashville defense in very dangerous areas. I mean, they've really done a really nice job watching these fresh-faced kids. Really, their average age is 22 out there, and this attacking mentality. The future's bright for Red Bull.
Nashville SC's next home game will be on Tuesday, October 9th. Oh, a chance here! A bolt out of the blue. It was Tom Barlow nearly sending New York in front. Nashville caught napping. A simple over-the-top ball. Pickens chose to stay on his line. And Barlow, just about a foot or two wide. What would have been a vital goal for New York in this playoff hunt. Back to Nashville's next home game. It will be on Tuesday, October 9th at First Tennessee Park against Toronto FC 2. Single game tickets available online at NashvilleSC.com. Toronto, another team that likes to engage in wild affairs. They've had some similar big score lines. Defending from Giannis. Quality distribution to go with it. Barlow. Touch too far by Moreno. Reed was closed down. News change cleaned up by Bolu Akinyoti.
Really nice job by Bolu Akinyoti to clean that up in that very dangerous part of the field.
Washington run a bit too far. Akinyoti leads the team in passing accuracy at 91%. He's won more tackles than anybody on the team, twice as much actually as his next closest teammate in Justin Davis.
Well, he plays a really important role for Nashville. He sits right there on top of that back four, or at times that back three, and he just links up. He's a big body, he's strong on the tackle, he's solid defensively, and he's solid technically. And he just sits in there and allows LaGrassa and Reed to attack a little bit more.
Moreno trying to tee it up, cut onto his dominant right foot. Tenari turning it to Moreno. Lima with Mensah closing down. Coyote pushed away by Stroud. Much more settled second half after an explosive first 45 minutes. Davis was able to create separation for a moment. Sent the pass right to the feet of Stroud.
Travis, you should get
Quick reminder to fans at home, this match presented to you by Pinnacle Financial. Play hard and bank easy. 61st minute. Nashville SC and New York tied at 1. Were to end this way, both teams would be on the outside of the playoff dividing line, since North Carolina FC mounted a comeback victory over Richmond in a game that concluded less than an hour ago. To win tonight for Nashville, they would go to sleep at 6th place in the USL Eastern Conference. Moreno. So it's a team picture of the Nashville defense. Cutler to shake the Ghanaian Mensah. It's a poor insertion. Nashville trying to work out of a tight spot here. They're gifted a throw in. So even with the New York Red Bulls 2 squad down a man for the majority of this game now, they're out shooting Nashville.
They're aggressive. And they're pressing. Even a man down, they're gaining the ball in dangerous areas, and Nashville's not transitioning quick enough. And they're not, their final ball and their final pass has been lackluster, and they've given it away time and time again. And if they're not giving the ball away, it's resulting in a set piece or some type of fall or altercation. And that's a problem for Nashville at this point. They're a man up. They should be able to keep the ball hot, keep it moving, and keep it mobile.
Let's not forget that this is Nashville's 4th game in a 2-week span. On the other end, the Red Bulls have not played since last weekend. Nashville was on the road Wednesday night, a big win against Atlanta United 2, a 2-0 victory. They didn't get home until 2 a.m. on Thursday morning. Quickly started the preparation process for the second most potent offensive team in the USL Eastern Conference, New York Red Bulls 2.
And they had difficult conditions that they played in, too. It was rainy there.
Well, Hugh has found himself in a one-on-one against Hassan Ndam. Reed already has a goal today. Mensah has found space in the channel to take his defender one-on-one. Gains the end line. Mensah squares it across. Off the crossbar, nearly an own goal. How did that stay out? Nashville reloads. Kimura off of Tenari. Yodi trying to smuggle a pass through. Couldn't get there, and Nashville will send it all the way backwards to its goalkeeper, Matt Pickens, as we hurry to the replay.
I love Ropapa taking on and running that end line. Such a dangerous look, and he puts it in behind. And it was almost an own goal, but Nadam leaves his feet. Look at him. He saves that right there, pops it off the post. Phenomenal defending in that back line for the Red Bulls to keep this at a tie score.
Emergency clearance from Hassan Imdan, a player that does have an appearance this season in MLS for the New York Red Bulls. He was born in a small interior city in Cameroon and has represented his home country at the U20 level. He is a player that they think is going to be a star and a long-time starter in MLS.
Well, I'm a big fan of his so far today. He's been consistent, he's been strong, he's anchored that defense, he's been a target on their set pieces. I would agree with the Red Bull organization in that he does have an incredibly bright future.
Clever work from Nashville. Alan Wynn. That's a great cross towards Mensah. New York trying to defuse a ticking time bomb now. Nashville continuing to ask questions.
Alan Wynn does a great job of running at that back line again. And again, the ball is served a little bit lower. And I'm a big believer that when the ball is driven low, really good things happen. You get the goalkeeper moving east to west, side to side, and they have to cover a lot of space. And deflections, rebounds, a lot of good things can happen.
Hume nearly slipped through. Hefty challenge from LaGrassa.
That'll do it. There's his yellow.
And there is Elvis Uzmanovic counting out the fouls for LaGrassa. No complaints from the intrepid midfielder. And LaGrassa will go into the book.
And in fairness, he did address that there were two earlier and one more was going to be it. A little bit late on the tackle. And again, right in front of the referee. The timing of fouls is important. Oh, Tierpak's entering the game.
Substitution presented by White Claw. Chris Tierpak will step in. His first appearance since an injury several weeks ago against Charlotte. And Tierpak will replace Tucker Hume.
Well, this is exciting because we haven't seen Tierpak in a few weeks. And the last we saw of him, he was really dynamic and added a great dimension to the attack.
Nashville has expired 2 of its 3 exchanges. Just 1 substitution remaining.
And now this puts Ropapa Mensah as the target, which is a different dimension for Nashville now. Now you've got a quick, powerful center forward as opposed to a durable target player in Tucker Hume.
Bring your group of 10 or more to a Nashville SC game. Groups receive special group pricing, catering options, and on-field experiences, including a group photo. To book your special group experience, call 615-457-8200. 2 more chances for you this season. At home against Toronto, and then a massive season ender against FC Cincinnati to close out the regular season.
Conference champs, right? Cincinnati.
Top of the table, Cincinnati. They've already clinched the most points in the USL this season. Here's Tierpak's first involvement. Crafty back heel. Confrontation with Cutler. Uzmanovic. He tried to make it a citizens police force to start this game, but he's had to declare martial law. As it's been a true battle from the very opening whistle. Issued a red card in the first half to Jose Aguinaga. Has been in multiple discussions after numerous confrontations.
2 bookings in the second half already.
It was more what happened after the play.
I agree.
That drew the interest of Usmanovic. Cutler took exception. Well, Ronnie, who is the onus on here? New York is down a player, but they also need points because they're behind Nashville in the playoff standings. They'll have just a few games remaining after this one. Do they have to take the responsibility to move forward and try and win this game? Or can they pull in for a draw? Tierpak going down. Elvis Usmanovic wags the finger and says, no way. Taylor Washington has got to be careful. He's in the grill of Usmanovic.
Wow, it's really heated. Nashville has to exhale for a second. Nadam from New York needs to exhale for a second. He's been in the middle of every confrontation thus far today.
Taylor Washington goes into the book for the 4th time this season for dissent. I'll let you be the judge, Ronnie.
Oh. Yeah, he definitely impeded forward movement. However, it would have been, I could see that being a no call. It is unlike the penalty in the first half.
Allen Wynn with a passer in front of him. Help arriving in LaGrassa. Cuts it back, stays with it. Earns the corner kick.
Nifty defending.
Emergency defending from Alan Giannis, Guatemalan. And the crowd can feel it now. Coca-Cola corner kick for Michael Reed in the 70th minute. Liam Doyle and Bolo Akinyoti, the biggest targets in the box. Clipped in by Reed. Doyle rising. Davis. And now New York a chance to break the other way. Running on and flying for it is Tenari. Camara was fastest. Barlow. Tenari. Denied by Doyle. Flop back in. Acrobatic attempt from Moreno. Now Nashville trying to venture the other way with Mensah. Expert defending from Indom. A stud center back. I didn't like that foul called on Nashville.
It is chippy, to say the least, on the field right now. The game's getting a little bit out of hand.
So that yellow card just a couple minutes ago on Taylor Washington after the penalty shout. Lofted in by Indom. Last nick by Kosuke Kamura of Nashville. Matt Pickens, the plays of the game in the first half, denying a penalty kick. A save to his right to rob Tom Barlow. That could have made it a 2-0 advantage for New York. Nashville, minutes later, they not only get the equalizer, but they do it after a red card foul from Jose Aguinaga. We are surprisingly, almost shockingly, still at 1-1. After a breathtaking first 72 minutes of this contest. This is curled cross, eaten up by Tierpak. Reed spinning. Tierpak. Reed has continued his run. Indom is a problem. There is no way around 47 in white.
They are going to have to stop playing that ball within the vicinity of Nadam. He's he's very difficult. Not only is he athletically gifted, look at the physique of that guy right there on the field.
6'4", 195.
I mean, he is a physical specimen, and he's incredibly athletic. Not only is he strong, but he can run.
Once again, tussle with the formidable frame of Ropapa-Mensah. Again, it's the Red Bulls, too, who win out. Moreno. Held by LaGrassa. Visitor's going to make a substitution. It is Lucas Stauffer who will replace Tom Barlow. The substitution presented by White Claw. Stauffer, 14 games played, 2 goals this year, taking out the prolific goal scorer Barlow, so moving some firepower and adding some armor, as perhaps the visitors trying to see this game out. You never know with this squad. Foot on the gas pedal at all times, even when not even strength. Liam Doyle's been a busy man. Lima, turned away by Justin Davis. Cutler into the attacking third. Stauffer's first involvement. It's a trial with Taylor Washington.
Good double by Tierpak.
Taylor Washington able to concede the throw-in. Time to vote for today's Budweiser Man of the Match. Find the poll at the official Nashville SC Twitter account at Nashville SC.
Vote now, Budweiser Man of the Match.
No doubt in my book. No doubt.
Don't leave us hanging.
It's absolutely Matt Pickens. He changed the incredibly distant momentum of the first half that New York came out and established with a huge penalty kick save. And that sparked the team into where they are now. Michael Reed hit a great set piece. It was well done by everyone that was involved in it. But Matt Pickens' save kept this team in this match. Could have been down 2-0.
Coca-Cola corner kick conceded by Nashville. Andrew Tenari, the captain, calibrating his cross in the 76th minute. New York remains committed to the attack. Indom had it over his head. Follow try. Deep into the night. He'll be out of the stadium. Quick reminder to the fans at home, this match presented to you by Pinnacle Financial. Play hard, bank easy. That man, Gary Smith, when we asked him, is this a playoff game? Essentially, with how close these teams are in the playoff standings and the season dwindling down, he said, quote, for us, they're all playoff games. He knows how much 3 points would mean to his team. Would put them as high as 6th in the USL Eastern Conference standings at the end of tonight. Right now, if this score holds, they will be outside of the playoff dividing line. They'll be joined there by the New York Red Bulls 2 squad.
In order for them to catch their breath, they really do have to find a way to win this game tonight. They really need those 3 points.
A goal here could completely change the playoff picture. This is neatly done by Nashville. It's Alan Wynn slaloming his way through, trying to pick out Boluak and Yodi. Was read by Lima. Cutler. High ball up top for Moreno, whose tank is on empty. Tierpak, it's an invasive run, tracked again by Indom. Speaking of Indom, out of all the teams that have come here, Ronnie, Have we ever seen a center back dominate a half like he is doing right now?
I do.
Oh, just like that, he lets Matt LaGrassa through. That's sure to be a yellow card as LaGrassa's counterattack slowed up. It's a professional foul by a young professional. 23-year-old Ethan Cutler goes into the book.
But to revisit your point, by far, I think Nadam's one of the strongest center backs that we've seen on this pitch this year. I would agree.
Nashville has a free kick in a sweet spot. This is eerily reminiscent to their game winner against North Carolina FC, probably the most famous goal in Nashville history. It was right at this spot where Michael Reed sent a ball in. Typically in this situation, they like to ship it to the back post and find a player to head it back across the frame of goal. They've also been working on some scripted routines on set pieces off of the training ground in practice. See what Nashville draws up here. Reed sending it in. Doyle! Caught between a header and sticking his foot into it.
Ball was running a little bit away. Michael Reed, who normally serves a fantastic ball, had a little bit of the wrong bend on the ball, and it bent out away from Doyle. He just wasn't able to get into that run. Ball was just a little bit ahead of him.
Ladies and gentlemen, a yellow card caution has been issued by the referee. Number 41,
Been told Brandon Allen is perhaps Nashville's last substitute. They've been warming him up exclusively. What a story that would be. The former prolific scorer for this New York team led them to a USL Cup championship. He was named USL Rookie of the Year in that campaign back in 2016. Chance building. Still pinballing around. This is a dangerous situation for Nashville. And right on the spot was Michael Reed.
Anytime that the Red Bulls get into that final third of the field, you find yourself kind of inhaling just a bit, and you're a little bit excited to see what they're going to put in front of you. And they've not disappointed. Their movement with the ball and without the ball is excellent.
Tonight's Ashton real estate attendance, a rowdy 8,036. Will they go home seeing Nashville pluck all 3 points from a resilient and resolute and tenacious New York Red Bulls 2 squad? Just flying in at all points of the pitch. Stauffer, Moreno bearing down. Pickens called into action.
Well read by Pickens, and great use of the body of Justin Davis to stay on that inside shoulder.
The ball that is by Liam Doyle. That's the most of Alan Giannis. Grassa prospecting. Nashville interrogating the Red Bulls 2 defense.
So if Nashville's going to keep serving a long ball from Doyle, it's going to be really important that LaGrassa and Reed are there to get that second ball, because Red Bulls are retreating. They're winning the first ball in the air, and then the second ball needs to be picked up by the Nashville midfield to pin it into that attacking half of the field. Red Bulls love a quick restart.
They love a quick everything.
They do.
Team that only has one speed.
The upbeat tempo.
Stauffer turning on goal. That's deflected, and Pickens was already prone on the turf. And it falls right into his belly for another save. Well, it's Lucas Stauffer, the substitute. 23-year-old defender from just a few hours away in Owensboro, Kentucky, his hometown.
It's a great turn. found a little window, kept it low, and Pickens ended up going to ground.
It did nick the foot of Liam Doyle, and Nashville's had luck this season. It's a very fortunate bounce in a season of many unfortunate ones.
And at this point in the match, it would have been detrimental. Could have been backbreaking. You know, Red Bulls are quite comfortable slowing this game down when the ball is at Loris's feet. He takes his time when he's serving a ball out. Oh, put that one directly out of bounds.
Right on cue, Martin.
Directly out of bounds. It's unfortunate.
Loro in his 42nd career USL game. 6 clean sheets. It's a Red Bulls 2 team that likes to defend a whole lot less than some other teams in the USL. They are an attack-oriented club.
And in all fairness, they commit so many numbers forward that they're really suspect to a counterattack. And, you know, that's a difficult situation for a goalkeeper.
Interestingly enough, Red Bulls 2 have not won a road game since October 2017, a regular season road game, that is. They are winless away from home this season.
I'm not sure I wouldn't have preferred you to bring up that fact after the final whistle. Soccer coaches and players tend to be a bit superstitious. And there's the record.
Let's also not forget that Nashville has never won a game when being scored on first. That was the case tonight.
True.
They could break that streak if they were to get a go-ahead goal here in what is now the 85th minute. Pressure building. Nashville trying to unlock the defense. Grasso was offside. And the protagonist tonight. Another workmanlike, tireless effort from Matt LaGrassa after having put in a very similar shift on Wednesday night in Atlanta.
He's tireless and he works from box to box. I'd like to see him be rewarded today in some way, shape, or form.
Neither coaches would be happy with the draw, and you can see it written on their faces.
Well, particularly Nashville. I mean, they've played a man up practically 3/4 of the game.
Will this match finish with the same score line that the first meeting did? That was a 1-1 encounter in New York. Technically New Jersey. As the Red Bulls building. Crossed it in without a mailing address.
So you know who's cheering really loud at home right now? Coach Gary Smith's mom. Pauline is sitting in her house in Tampa watching this game, cheering on this Nashville crowd. Pauline, if you're listening, we wanted to give you a big Nashville hello and let you know that if Nashville does score a goal to win this match, we expect you to videotape and send to us your celebration dance.
Watches every game, as Gary Smith told us in our call this week.
That's right. She's the biggest fan.
I'm a fan of this man. It's our Budweiser man of the match. Voted on by you, number 18, Matt Pickens. A vital penalty kick save in the first half. An active participant throughout. 3 saves right now for Pickens. You wonder if he'll have to make a 4th.
He's still got work left to do.
Here's Minta, crafty back heel. And Wynn went spilling to the turf. All eyes went to Elvis Uzmanovic, the center official. Nashville desperately surges forward again. Taylor Washington in a foot race. First time service is good towards Minta. Back post, Wynn! Had his eye on the corner. Couldn't wrap his laces on the sweet spot of the ball.
Just leaning a little bit too far back.
Would have required the extraordinary of a man who can deliver it.
And the ball was put in by Taylor Washington on his good left foot. And his accurate service, you know, he bypassed the first runner of Ropapa-Mensah into Alan Wynn. And I think Wynn would really like to have that opportunity again, just leaning back just a tad bit.
Red Bulls 2 playing down a man. They've been doing so since midway through the first half. You wouldn't know it by their attacking ambition. They are starting to show signs of trying to see this game out. One of them right here, the reluctance to get the ball back into play.
They've been delaying for most of the second half. The only time they're playing quickly is when the ball is inside of the pitch. If it's outside the pitch, they've definitely taken their time to tick away at that clock.
LaGrassa inherited a promising attack. Cuts it back on 2 defenders. Indom able to keep that ball from going over the in line, but he does concede the throw in. Nashville takes it quickly. Reed nearly got it through to Mensah.
There's that second ball right there. Nashville needed to win that ball higher up in the field to keep Red Bulls pinned in, because here comes Red Bull on the run.
Moreno. Tenari. Tenari again. Not many reinforcements in front of him. Reed, long ball.
Straight north-south ball.
Hailed again by Indom. Been a skyscraper in the back. Shouldn't be a whole lot of stoppage time here in this second half. We wait the word from the 4th official.
I'm not sure Brandon Allen's going to get in the match. He's been trying for a while.
Mensah, a relentless pursuit. Able to shrug off Politz, the center back. This is expert hold-up play from Mensah.
Well done.
He's found Akinyoti. LaGrassa connects with Mensah, calculating the cross. That's deflected. Off the line was Lauro. And a foul call. Foul call on a Nashville player. And a whole lot going on here. So there's been 3 minutes of stoppage time added.
Ooh.
We are also getting a substitution presented by White Claw, and it's London Woodbury who will take out Alan Wynn. So a center back taking out a winger. And meanwhile, an injury on the field as well, as Indom is having to be stretched out.
So it was never Brandon Allen that was coming in. He was just over there warming up. Woodbury's not come in to be next to Doyle. Moved Davis wide to the left back and Kamir on the right back, and they moved up Washington. And they've gone into a 3-5-2. No. Depends on where Kamira goes. It could still be a 4-3-3, but they've got Washington isolated on this left flank now.
And Red Bulls 2 also going to make a substitution. It's presented by White Claw. It's Armando Moreno who went out, and Nico De Vera, a wingback who will come in. Both teams adding some fortifications. Mensah went down. Play continues.
Wow. Good pressure by LaGrassa, though. Ropapa's down, trying to sell a bit of the foul, but Nashville's still playing.
Washington flopped in towards Mensah. Wins the leaping battle, and that was nearly turned in. A safety emergency clearance. And now with just less than a minute remaining in stoppage time, Nashville SC will send it into the mixer, perhaps for the last time this evening. Searching for all 3 points. The Coca-Cola corner kick. Hooked in by Reed. Mensah!
What a save. What a save.
Robbed by Lauro, but Nashville reloads. Great save by Lauro. Last chance here for Nashville. Hooked in again. Doyle! Save! Score! Offside! Flag is up! No goal! Justin Davis whistled offside. Elvis Usmanovic's whistle ends the game. 1-1 draw. The header from Doyle.
What a great header, great save.
And Davis there on the line. Now let's take another angle. Was it going in?
I don't know that was going to go in, John.
An absolute jaw-dropping ending. Nashville thought they had the game winner. They thought it came from that man, Justin Davis. And we'll look at this again as we continue our post-game rotation. We do have another segment so we can add up all of our angles and try and get some closure on that final sequence. The boos you hear is the officials heading towards the sideline and into the locker room. Gary Smith, he told us they're not playing for a draw, but it is not terminal. Nashville does get a point out of this, and they keep the New York Red Bulls 2 squad below them in the standings. Wow, do we have a lot to talk about. Our post-game show coming up. A wild 90 minutes at First Tennessee Park, Nashville and New York. The scoreline is also how many points they both received tonight. A point apiece. Our post-game show will start after these messages. Well, supporters still recovering from a wild final sequence at First Tennessee Park. Nashville SC nearly dug out all 3 points in this one. A frenetic finish. We'll show it to you in just a second, but Nashville SC would like to thank its corporate partners: Nissan, Vanderbilt Health, Dex Imaging, Budweiser, Puckett's, Kroger, Heineken, Coca-Cola, MyTV30, Fox 17, and Pinnacle Financial. I'm John Freeman, joined by former Vanderbilt women's soccer coach Ronnie Woodard, and well, let's cut to it. We have combed every camera angle we have. Let's take a look at the final sequence. It was the last touch of the game from Liam Doyle, a header on target, and then Evan Lauro makes the save. Justin Davis turned it in, and yes, he is offside. That is the conclusion. Now, the other question is, was this ball going to go in?
From that angle, possibly. I think the answer is maybe. It may have been going in. But how's Davis to know that, right? He's trying to frame the goal. He's doing everything he can. I mean, look at the valiant effort. Throws himself on the ground in a bicycle kick. I mean, unfortunately offside, but he's doing everything he can to help his team win.
Yeah, no complaints at all on the offside call. It's a brave call to make from the assistant referee right in front of the supporters for Nashville. They got an earful going into the locker room, but put that flag up and made the correct call in a tense time. And a chaotic sequence, too.
Oh, absolutely. And there was no doubt about it when you really watch the replay, as we just discussed. But I thought, as a whole, the referee crew did a really nice job today. I thought they were consistent. I thought they were strong with the whistle. I thought they were fair to the players. And I think when it had to make a big, hard call, they did it.
So, a couple big saves from Evan Lauro down the stretch. Let's transition to our pinnacle save of the game. Well, it's hard to believe we have to rewind all the way back to the first half. This feels like eons ago when Matt Pickens robbed Tom Barlow on the penalty kick. That could have easily been 2-0 to the Red Bulls 2 squad.
Well, that's why he's the man of the match. He was going left, he went down right, he made an enormous save, and he changed the momentum of the game. The game was going to be a 2-0 situation early in the first half, and then it would have been a monster for Nashville to be able to bite back at that, but he kept them in it, and he did a great job.
Pickens not only makes tonight's pinnacle save of the game, he is also named tonight's Budweiser Man of the Match for his valiant effort. Ronnie, it was an absolute wild one. Let's see how it looked on paper. Well, that tells the story right there. So many shots. The possession was equal in this. The chances just flying in, just minute after minute. It was exactly what we thought coming in. This was going to be entertaining. It was going to be enthralling, and it absolutely delivered on those promises.
And it ended in a draw, but I think it was one of the most entertaining and energetic games that we've done all year. You know, you had a high-power offense and a great dynamic attack by the New York Red Bulls, coupled by just a staunch defense of Nashville. I think Nashville's probably a bit disappointed going into the locker room. They were man up for 3/4 of the game, and they ended up with a draw. But because of that man that we just saw, so here's what we have remaining.
So Nashville has 3 more games in the USL regular season. The USL quarterfinals, which they are trying to make, those are speculative because right now, the way the standings look, Nashville is on the outside looking in. They are tied for 7th place with Ottawa and North Carolina, but however, they lose the tiebreaker to both Ottawa and North Carolina right now via total wins. So Nashville will be 9th in the USL standings at the end of tonight. What this draw does, though, for Nashville, and I know they didn't want to draw. They were looking for all 3 points, and they can feel like it especially slipped through their fingers there at the end in that final sequence. What this draw does is it keeps them 1 point above the New York Red Bulls 2 squad. So they at least don't let another playoff rival gain ground deep into here in the playoff hunt.
And the big scheme of things, they did earn a point. And every point in the playoff stretch is really vital at this point. What they've also done is put themselves under a tremendous amount of pressure in their remaining games to have to get results. So I think they need to regroup a bit, rest, and recuperate because they had a really busy 9 days where they played a tremendously high number of games and get themselves refocused for their next match. It's going to be really important.
We will have all the rest of the matches of the regular season on MyTV30 here locally in Nashville. Nashville's next trip will be to the Richmond Kickers, a team that has lost 5 straight games and a team that Nashville dismantled 4-0 on August 28th. So 3 chances to close out the regular season for Nashville to leap back above that playoff dividing line. They get one very important point tonight. They may feel like they could have gotten more. They maybe even feel like they deserved more. We'll wait for the Gary Smith postgame comments, but nevertheless, Nashville still right in the thick of things. Ronnie, quickly, your final thoughts on this one.
It was just a great game. Probably one of my favorite games of the year. The energy level was high. There was a lot at stake. As you go in this playoff run, you saw 2 really competitive teams both fighting for the opportunity to get above the line. And unfortunately, they both stay under the line, which means the rest of the season is going to be really, really, really exciting.
That'll do it from the Germantown neighborhood of town. I want to say a big thank you to everybody involved in our broadcast crew tonight, including my color analyst, Ronnie Woodard. I'm John Freeman saying so long from First Tennessee Park. This one delivered. We expected a back and forth affair. It's exactly what we got. There were early goals, there were red cards, there were penalty saves, and when the dust settled, both teams walk away with 1 point. We will talk to you next weekend, Nashville versus Richmond on Saturday night.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.